So welcome back to another round of Planet Nomads. I have actually been allowing the game to basically build up some resources since last time because, I've ran so low on what I had, and fortunately having the new switching mechanics going for the conveyors has helped. However, I'm not producing enough iron, so I built a second little mining rig over there, which I have not touched. I've just been coming here and pulling the iron out and dumping it in over here for use, and that's helped to build my resources back up a fair bit in terms of mainly the frames and the plating, which is what I was really getting low on. But right now what I've done is I have completed the outer frame on that side, so we do have the basic greenhouse shell, which is nice because now I'm not dealing with the massive rainstorm and the noise that it brings. But this all still needs to be done. So that's my goal today. Finish up the rest of this part so I can call the greenhouse farming section done. So after taking a break from doing this and working on the Tower of Water, I've decided I'm just going to stick with this design. It's actually not that bad in my opinion. I think I'm just going to stick with this because I like the way it looks. And, worst case, I might throw in something where I just cover up these on the front, so you only see that. But I like the idea. If I really want to, I can always say add another container out front just because. But yeah, basically that's the main visual structure on the front that I'm going to have, and I might as well just go ahead and start adding more across here. I just need to say, all right, this one here, put that there, and that way I know, yep, I don't build anything on that spot. And same thing here. So yeah, it's just, I couldn't think of anything else to try with this, so I'm going with the best option I can come up with, which is what I've already got in place. And honestly, I just want to get this done because I'm, the lag is getting to that point. Is so frustrating to deal with that I'd just rather not try to get too fancy at this point and just have something I know will work and be suitable enough. All right, so I've got the entire production row done, and I've split things off. So I have a white switch for the lights, or the white lights on everything. Or, we need to probably name it differently. Let's see, growing, well, farm. We'll just call it farm, white lights. And then this is going to be farm, food processing. And then we have a separate switch here for all the stuff in the greenhouse. So we'll do greenhouse power, which is going to be all of the purple lights, the climate control, and the actual greenhouses here. So all of this is controlled through just one switch, and bam, there we go. Everything's off. So basically, we have two levels of production. We have that production for stuff in the greenhouses, and then we have the production here for the actual food and drink machines. So even adding one block in between, I still have 1, 2, 3. And then I'll have like this as part where it connects in. So I basically need to add 2 blocks between each one. And of course, instead of destroying the one on the end, it destroyed the next one, causing that delay as it had to calculate some physics. And there we go. Now that leaves me with the outer front wall and then 2 spots there. Yeah, so basically evens it out across everything doing that. I could probably throw, another one on each, so there'd be 3 rows between each. But then I'd have nothing between the glass and the front wall, and I don't want to do that. So this is acceptable. And again, just like it's done recently, I'm just getting random lags when I'm standing in the area or just sitting there, not even doing anything, just trying to move along, and it just starts lagging up like crazy. I just do not get why. That looks pretty bright to me with all the production going. And then you come into this nice, darker, climate-controlled area. Yeah, it looks, I like it. I mean, it's as good as I'm going to get in the game right now, with as limited as we are in some of the placement options we have. And still have plenty of water. plenty of other stuff. Basically, my goal, I think, is ultimately I'm going to leave this separate from everything else, but still have that switch that lets me connect the two sides in. I'm just not going to actually connect it in over here. And again, now I've got so much stuff done, and all of a sudden it's like lag up for 3 seconds, just randomly as I move, then lag for 3 seconds, then lag for 3 seconds, like back to back, and it's still going. Like, it's now starting to act kind of like Subnautica, where when I'm trying to place certain things down, it lags up as I'm trying to place that thing down, and not the rest of the time. And yeah, that's not going to work there. I really wish we had some more block options. We really don't have the number of options we should have in this for it to be just the basic blocks we're getting. We really should have more blocks in this. All right, that's it. I am done with the main part of the design because I'm tired of the lagging. I'm really getting to that point where the game's becoming almost unplayable for me because of how much it stutters and lags, even just randomly now. In addition to the fact that it's so laggy when I'm doing stuff with the conveyor system. So yeah, now we've got, well, the rest of this, which is not so much not the least fun part, but it is a time consuming part because that's what I would think it was 3 minutes per aisle. So that's 9 minutes just to harvest all of that. And that might get me the rest of this and part of that one in the end. So now the real fun part, taking out the existing infrastructure of conveyors so I can rebuild it with the hover connection tweak so that I can disconnect things and of course let this run standalone. And now I have about a 4 to 5 minute wait for this to finish calculations. Well, I did it. I broke the game again. I broke it to the point that it froze up, and 15 minutes of waiting, it never finished calculation. The moment I tried to disconnect that one conveyor piece, that's all I did, and it froze up entirely. So now the fun is going to be, where can I disconnect it to make it work? So I am now in a bad position because I cannot, it seems, disconnect the greenhouse from the rest of the base because every spot I've tried completely freezes the game up. Not to the point like it just stops making sound, not to the point it crashes. It just freezes it up to where even after 15, and I even gave it 20 minutes on one attempt, and it never finished the calculation. Normal, it's 4 minutes to 5 minutes tops, but if after 20 minutes it hasn't completed the calculations, it's not going to. And so now I'm going to have to figure out something I can do, or disconnect enough other stuff to say, okay, now will this work? Because this happened in another spot, and I fortunately was able to manage to disconnect in another place just through a lot of trial and error that finally gave me the disconnect I needed without it freezing like this. But yeah, that's going to have to be it for this episode because I'm just going to be spending the next, I guess 2 or 3 hours trying to get this working after I spent the last hour and a half trying different places and waiting to see if it worked. So yes, that's it for this episode. I'm sure it's going to be a bit shorter as a result. But if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment below, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I will see you in the next video.